Hi, I'm Ilan. I'm sorry to say that I'm not going to help you in any way. I'm part of the Israeli Red Team, and we're a bunch of volunteers. What we do is we decided by ourselves, we don't get paid, we don't work with anybody, that we're going to attack Israeli infrastructure to help make it better. So, and we usually do it with permission, not always. And we got asked a lot of questions, but we try to represent the attackers. We have no idea how to defend, so if everybody here is a defender, I'm sorry for your loss. But, so we try to get into the attacker's mind, right? We have no, I can't tell you how to defend against what I'm saying. And we try to look at mobility and say, okay, what would the bad guys do with it? By the way, this is my mind. Don't worry, I'm not, that's what I do. So, in Israel, we're very lucky that the first thing that we think about security is we think about terrorists and people attacking us. That's because we get attacked every day, all the time. So the obvious thing for Israelis to think about mobility is airplanes. Is anybody here from Boeing or Airbus? No. So, okay, so I can talk shit about them. Who thought it would be a great idea to have all the airplanes update their software while they're in the air through 3G? And so I went through the Dreamliner. Since we looked at the Dreamliner and other airplanes, I'm afraid to fly in this thing. And also I wanted to see how much information as an attacker I can get over the web. And I got all the manuals from a Pakistani website forum. I'm not sure how is that helping security. So I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm not telling you to do it. But this is the state we're in. And the trucks, the device on the left is just a connected, to tell you where your truck is. From 3 years ago, this is showdown from last week. There's still 800 trucks connected to the internet. You can see them. There's a nice Google map. You can see them. It's better because there used to be 12,000 2 years ago. So we're down to 800 trucks connected to the internet with no authentication whatsoever, still running around. As an attacker, what I would do is that I would see if I can find a few of them in the right spot and then either kill their brakes or just turn on the brakes at one time at rush hour. That'd be great. As a terrorist, it would be great. Ships, there's people here who know a hell of a lot about ships, more than I do. But if an American warship can hit like a container ship in the middle of the ocean or whatever, just by itself, no cyber attack, in the whole ocean, it's like huge ships. So obviously, we can do a lot of damage with that. And a few years ago, people started asking us about how to protect tanks, which was kind of scary for us. So all the tanks, all the battlefield systems are now connected, mesh connected, whatever. And if they came to us sitting at home drinking whiskey and asked us how to protect them, then I think we might be in trouble. So Chris talked about it a bit. I stopped drawing lines because everything is going to be connected in a few years. We're looking 10 years in the future. The roads, the street lights, everything is going to be connected to everything, and everything has a back end. So I can pretty much know what kind of stuff I have in which truck or airplane. I know who's driving anywhere. I know everything about everything. And if I know everything, I can do a bit smarter attacks. So I can target specific trucks, for example. I don't just to go regular trucks carrying weird stuff, or people I just don't like. There's going to be drones flying everywhere, and this guy, I hate this guy. This is the guy in high school who got all the girls, he always had the best cars. He's so dead, seriously. As soon as some companies, I don't see a review, as soon as a drone company get their act together and get drones in the sky, it's going to be heaven for us. Also, drones are being used for agriculture. I've seen tests, drones looking at stuff that's going on in the field, doing seed. There's a drone now planting trees somewhere in Africa. That's also a great place to look for stuff to do. And Chris talked about farm equipment. Who thought it was a great idea to build this type of machine and then make it connected to the internet. I spent more time researching how to hack this machine than working on this talk. I'm sorry, since I saw this. Mobility is also about everything that moves and has a CPU, as far as I'm concerned, as far as any tech is concerned. And now there's already robots flying around. I don't know how much you can do, how much damage you can do. Okay, so actually if you can slow them down, you get a free pizza after 30 minutes or something. Okay, but that's not really what we're looking for at this stage. So the other thing is that this is in Dubai. By the way, I thought the other guy was the Android. Is this just me? And it's not just Dubai. I like talking about Arab countries, not because there's no extradition treaty. So but there are robots like this in malls in the States now. By the way, Boston Dynamics is going to sell a robot that can run faster than a human, can open doors. And in the same month, MIT made a psychotic AI. Who else? All the people from the US? Seriously? That's what you're contributing to the world peace? And of course, guns don't kill people, but marine Talon robots with guns will kill people eventually. So if you're looking at, that was the terrorists and all the bad stuff we can think about. As you can see, that's all we think about. But if you're looking at crime, everybody asked us, I was just asked this morning, okay, so you can hack them. How can you make money out of it? Because otherwise nobody would attack them, right? So the obvious stuff is going to be cars ransomware. I thought it would be here this year. I guess they're lazy. There's a lot more money to be made doing other stuff. And this is pretty simple. It's going to be a bit more interesting in Israel if somebody hijacked your AC. You're stuck in traffic, it's 40 degrees outside, and the AC is on heat. I would pay any amount of money to stop that. That's somebody's smarter a bit. And of course, a lot of cars, a lot of CPUs, they all go through the same roads, connecting to the same thing. So, crypto mining, great. Ships, there's a protection scheme. If you remember years ago, like 3 or 4, there used to be DDoS attacks, and people would call a company and say, your website is going to be down unless you pay us $10,000, and everybody paid. So you have to have the capability. But by the way, if you wondered where your package from AliExpress is, it's going to take a few more months. And that's my new startup. Once everything is connected and the cars are controlled, if you can pay me money, I'll make your car go faster. If there's investors in the audience, we're raising money. Or, as we looked at drones, and drones are specifically, they can't carry like heavy stuff. They can carry expensive, small items. So if you want to be the first one to get the new iPhone, the next one, pay us a bit and it'll be delivered to your house, or other stuff that you can get from drones. Every time I do one of these talks, I'm afraid I'm going to end up on the list because it's like killer robots, airplanes, drugs, and money. That's also, for us, it's important to get, somebody's working to get us more alcohol, cheaper than anything else. And to everybody's here who's working on mobility in the future, connecting everything, from the Red Team, we really want to say thank you. You're making the future great for us. I don't care about the rest of humanity, but for attackers, it's going to be heaven. Seriously, thank you from all our hearts.